So, a lot has been going on in the Nigerian polity in the last couple of weeks that it's making anyone's head spin, giddy, what have you. We have Trump making a pronouncements, and all of a sudden there's a flurry of activities going on in that country. All of a sudden, it seems like the world remembers that there's a country called Nigeria. Now everybody is interested, everyone's vested. Now let's just peel the onion layers back a little bit because so many factors are in play here. Okay, there is Christian genocide, and it pains my heart when people who should know better, and not just know better, they actually said it in the past, that Christians are being killed, only for them to turn around now and say, well, there's no Christian genocide, and actually Muslims are killed also, and some have even gone ahead to say that more Muslims are being killed than Christians. That just leaves me gobsmacked. Like, how can you look at the history of that country and make a statement like that? However, I understand since Trump, designated the country as a country of particular concern, a few things go along with it, a few restrictions and so on, which by and large mostly benefits the political class. So they didn't want it. And you then saw grown men, even some in cassocks, coming out after they've said, and it's well documented, they've said in the past that there was Christian genocide. All of a sudden now, no Christian genocide. Those are empty coffins. More Muslims are being killed, and it's not a Christian thing. Well, that portion about it not just being a Christian thing, I agree. But it's both religious and ethnic and land grab, okay? Land grab from people who are not ethnically Nigerian. When I say ethnically Nigerian, I mean Aboriginal Nigerians. These are people who are of Arab descent, who have invaded the country because their ancestors were planted upon the country by the British before they left, and they made up a concoction or contraption, I'll say, called Hausa Fulani. The Hausas are indigenous to Nigeria, but the Fulanis are Arabs. They came from God knows where, Mauritania, Morocco, Fez, wherever they came from, but they are not indigenous to the country. But in the typical divide and rule style of the British, they were made the ruling class. And to give them force of size, they enlisted the Hausas as the foot soldiers, deposed all their leaders, installed all the emirs, all the governors, and then carved out a contraption called the North. I'm so glad that the chatter these days on social media is that there's no such thing as the North, okay? There's the Middle Belt. And I'm so glad to see so many young people out there just coming out, stating the blinking obvious that, hello, there is a large chunk of this North. In fact, it is the bigger chunk of the North that's Christian. It's not Hausa, it's not Fulani, it's not Muslim, it's Christian. And they are the ones being targeted. Okay, you'll tell me, oh, some Muslims are killed. Right, fine, yep, all right, they are killed. Who kills them? Muslims, their fellow Muslims, have shown me a case where Christians went targeting a mosque to destroy it, or targeting a church. It's only Muslims the world over that go killing people and shouting Allahu Akbar or whatever they say, you know. So the fact that Muslims are being killed, that's true. They are not the main target. Christians are the main targets, no matter what the government tries to say. Christians are the main target. I'm so glad that Trump did not buy that BS. Okay, he did not buy that BS. Some people say he has another agenda for coming in there. Fine, I'd actually rather have Trump come in there than have the Chinese, okay, arming these terrorists while they cut away our solid minerals. I'd rather have Trump and the Americans or the French or whoever it is rather than the Chinese doing all this. So, in the ongoing debate, it's good to see that Mr. President is not making so much noise about it, but he's actually started the process of decentralizing the country. First, he decentralized the army, which is where a lot of the Fulanis get their powers, and then they Fulanize anyone else who goes to the army from any other part of the country. He has completely dismantled that one, okay? And he's already started the process of regionalization. People like, people just keep saying, oh, let's regionalize and go back to the old regions. He's already started. And my only prayer is that it won't be like North, because I'm so glad that even the Americans, when they were filing their reports back, they identified that there's a large chunk of Christians in the Middle Belt. I'm not saying there's no smattering of Muslims here and there, but we're not going around killing them. That's the thing. So it's a good thing that the Sambisa forests has been taken over by the Nigerian military, aided by the United States Army, as well as the Israelis. And I'm so glad, mentioning the Israelis. It's not common that you hear Bibi Netanyahu mention Nigeria twice in a speech. Honestly, the first time he did it, I looked at my husband and I said, something's going to happen in that country. For Netanyahu to actually mention Nigeria by name. And bang, Christmas Day, we got a fantastic present. And I particularly love the message from Trump. Merry Christmas, everyone, especially to the dead terrorists. That was hilarious. I laughed and laughed and laughed until tears fell out from my eyes. So thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. Netanyahu, for the coordination, because I'm pretty sure there was coordination. So it means that the Nigerian Air Force had the capabilities to bomb these blinking people off the planet to where they belong. But I won't say it was a lack of will. It was intentional. The government, not this present government, please underline this word, not this present government. Past Islamic, Arabic, Muslim country governments have been funding these people, and they stuffed the government with their fellow jihadists in strategic positions. So if decisions are held for national interest, quickly they tip off these terrorists. Hence, I'm glad that America just gave us a nice Christmas surprise. So thank you to the United States. Thank you to Bibi Netanyahu. Thank you also to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for standing firm, doing the right things, without any brouhaha. Things are changing, but some people just choose not to see. But that's fine. That's fine. They're free not to see it. By the time it comes crashing down on them, they won't need me, they won't need Tinubu, they won't need America, they won't need Bibi Netanyahu to tell them that, the state of world affairs has changed, okay? That their tricks have now been exposed. Their tricks are now well known. And for those of them who have just been making incendiary comments here and there, it's a matter of time, okay? I'll give you a small example. Maybe you may want to study it, for good analogy. Just have a look at Nicolas Maduro, what has happened to him. So it means that there's nowhere to hide, okay? You're free to sponsor whoever you want, bring whoever you want, pay them, negotiate with them, demand oil money to pay terrorists in the north, all this kind of BS nonsense. Go ahead. When your cup is full, actually it is full already. It's just that you people are just too many, okay? When they cast a glance to you, like they did to Nicolas Maduro, you're a goner. You are a goner. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next telecast. Bye for now.